Hello friends, I am Kanchan from Akulmach Technologies and welcome to our show. Today we have Suresh Srivastav as our prominent guest. We usually talk about different subjects on this show. And Suresh has a deep interest in corporate training. He has been closely associated with broadcasting. So welcome to the show, Suresh.
Thank you, Kanchan. It's a great to talk to you every time and the subjects that we pick up. How are you?
I'm fine. Actually, today I'm struggling since morning due to my demands of my son. You know what he said? That he wants to change his name. He said it's more kind of not classy or name which you have named me. So I want to change the name. So we are giving him examples of how good your name is. You see? So
Great. That's nice. And Shakespeare said, "What is there in a name?"
yes, but then again, there is a controversy going on currently, changing our great city Hyderabad and naming it Bhagyanagar. So I was just thinking, so name is a name, but in spite whatever we call the city, it's a wonderful city.
That's true. Name is a name. The purpose of this has been multifarious, and what I hear about Hyderabad that is trending today, it again takes me back to those days when one of the city where I was associated was changed the name. I was born in Kolkata. I was born in Calcutta, and now it is Kolkata. So it is still sometimes hard to understand that. And similarly, there, once it was a Bombay and now it is Mumbai. So, I think all over the colonial world, this has been a trend in some way, more or less. But somehow I feel that has it achieved the purpose for which it was being changed? Is it only for the national pride? Is it for the uh, keeping in terms with the modern trend? It is, does it help in bringing the doing the marketing or campaigns? I mean, you can think of changing name of New York. We don't know what was it before 1708, 87 or 1777. So it is not only about the big cities. Hyderabad is definitely a city which traces back for almost 300 years. If I can, imagine whatever I know. But how does it feel to you when this happens? Not just about Hyderabad, just asking about other cities in India as well.
Basically, it doesn't hurt me as much because you know uh, it is sometimes political, sometimes related to the emotions of the people. But yes, it will take time to really call any city which we had been calling from childhood once one name by one name, and now altogether we will be pronouncing, writing on a different name of the same city. But what I feel is that in Hyderabad is associated with Bhagya Lakshmi. And there are two, three legends which are associated with Hyderabad. So one of them is Bhagya Lakshmi. There is a big temple of Bhagya Lakshmi. And it is said that Hyderabad is not having any river, and there is no agricultural economy we can think of for Hyderabad, because most of the part of Hyderabad is is situated on a rocky platform. So the Bhagya Lakshmi is associated, and the moment this temple of Bhagya Lakshmi was built, there was prosperity in Hyderabad, the city which we know. So this one legend which I wanted to share with our viewers. And apart of this, there are many other legends which are associated. And but I believe in this legend because there's no agriculture, there's nothing which can grow a city like this. But today, Hyderabad provides the best living conditions in India. So I believe, and as compared as what you said that how I feel, yes, I've been calling the city Hyderabad. But I love the city. I can call by any name. The feel and the love for the city will remain the same.
Yeah, I agree. I agree to an extent, Kanchan. But you know what? The proposed changes that are coming up is not just about Hyderabad. Going from now, there are proposed changes from various aspects. Goa to become Goa Puri. Now think about the business that Goa brings by the name of Goa. Kerala to Kerala, Nagaland to Naganj, West Bengal to just Bangla, and Patna to Patliputra, Bhopal to Bhojpur, Ahmedabad to Karnavati. Now, so there is a list. There are almost 2,000 tier 1, tier 2 cities, tier 3 cities counted, included. So the official name change, it brings a lot of paperwork, lot of administration, and at least 3 generations to forget it. And not only the emotional part, we live in a world where we have to move fast with the economic upliftment of the people or the community. And few places the names have been changed, and I think all the out of the 4 big cities, 3 have been changed. Mumbai, Chennai, Kolkata. Now Delhi cannot be changed, or there could be a thing about Indraprasth. But so the list will become like this, and there would be agitations, there would be politics, there would be. I would think that we would waste a lot of precious amount of time, energy, and people being divided into this spectrum or that spectrum. So symbolically, we have done it for a couple of cities. Recently, it was Prayagraj, Faizabad became Ayodhya. Uh, but how far do we go? Can we do it in completeness? And will there be an end to it? What about 15 years, 20 years down the line? There is a new regime, a new movement, a new change. The way India has been divided into some smaller states in last 25 years, now with this city renaming, uh, I'm not saying it is good or bad, but I'm saying is that uh, is it really hurts? Does it really hurts us by changing a name? As Shakespeare would say, what is there in a name? A rose is always a rose. And as you said, Hyderabad with any other name will remain the same city for you. But the lingo, the literature, the people, the legacy, the current history, past history. So probably what I would think is that our historians, they should take a cut off time. And they should then take a change or propose a change. There should be some kind of a referendum, and not just by the government ordinances. What do you say?
Yeah, to some extent, I agree with you. But at the same time, I feel that naming Patna to Patlipur, that is somewhere we are associated with. We add ourselves to our history, our heritage, or converting to Mumbai, Bombay to Mumbai. That means we are associated again with the culture because Mumbai is Mumbai Devi, and on the but then on upon her name the Mumbai was set up. So now Prayagraj was a very historical name. It was initially changed. It was not initially called Prayagraj only, but later on it was changed to Allahabad. And I feel as an Indian that if we are naming the old city and giving the old name which were earlier existed before Britishers came and they changed the name before uh, Islamic emperors came and they changed the name. I think we are sticking to our Indian names and Indian culture.
Yeah, as I said, how much places we will go back, how many cities, how many villages, how many districts. Uh, you know, we still, operate from the parliament that was built by British. We still operate, our president operates from the Rashtrapati Bhavan, which was the Viceroy building. How many British buildings we would take away and build a new one, and how much money, how much years of project we will do. I think that it should be done one at a time. Maybe key. You cannot have a big bang approach on all of these things, which are also sentimental to the people. And you have to take the referendum of people. It's not about just one election. We see in United States, the black movement. They were saying that is still we have some Confederate uh, symbols in that country that needs to be raised off, but Donald Trump didn't agree for that. And overall, the American society doesn't seem to be too keen to raise them off. So, I mean, Shimla, which was just a Simla, Simla, and now we have put it as Shimla. And Kanpur, Kanpur, and British had given it Cawnpore. I mean, those some of the places, there are no connotations that can be seen, but wherever they have been seen, like in Mumbai's case, they say Mumbra Devi. In Hyderabad case, you are telling me that there is a temple which brought great richness to the city while it was going through a rough time. So it should be taken on a case to case basis, and that's all my plea to the governments of today, because tomorrow the governments would change, people would change, and therefore the movements will change. We have very less time for going and reinventing our history. Rather than, I would like our youth and people and the politicians to move ahead and bring some uh, modern changes which makes our life and our generation's life at par with number 1, 2, and 3 economies, rather than going back and fixing the past. We cannot fix the past, by the way. We can only change the narrative. And that narrative needs to change the way we teach our children in the schools.
Yes, I agree with your point, but I think that naming a city or renaming a city has a very emotional impact on the people, and I will go with the emotion. And again, whether I call Prayagraj or Allahabad, the city remains same because I go and do my religious or emotional activities on in Prayagraj, attending Kumbh Mela and other things. Likewise, in Hyderabad also, the city is wonderful city. You name it, any we call the city any name. So I definitely feel that referendum should be done by the government, but people are not coming forward to really go for a referendum. That means they are okay with the change of the names. So I also feel like that.
No, that's fine. I mean, of course, democracy is all about, let's agree to disagree. And that's the beauty of the democracy. But, one thing I have always realized that a city is not just structures. A city is not just few buildings. A city is the people. And city is a living thing. Any city worth its salt, anywhere in this country or anywhere else, is worth its salt. Why? Because it is a living city, it lives, and people of that city make it, break it, change it, uh, give it a new paint and new face it. But just to say that today, if we change, uh, can we change our Bollywood from Mumbai to somewhere else? We cannot, for
Actually,
some reason.
we can. People are building their base because due to all these controversy which were there in recent past, so they want to create again a new Bollywood, which is free of many ballets, which is there already, I guess.
Correct, correct. So Mumbai city will remain the same geography. I'm saying, if we remove the whole Bollywood and put it in Delhi, which was uh, some project, some engagement of the past governments to create a world-class movie studios and TV studios near Delhi and Gurgaon, it didn't succeed. So there is something about that geography which never changes despite the rulers change, and that history has taught us again and again. We have a great Hindi muhavra saying that Delhi to Daulatabad was one of the times when a Muslim ruler tried to change the capital and it didn't work out. He had to go to Delhi again, and a lot of people died in that. So I'm saying that a city is a living mechanism, a living being, and yes, if there is a majority towards it, it should change. But again, the majority cannot be a brute force on the emotional part, which is called a city.
Yes. Okay. Actually, let's wait and see how
Yeah,
things will come across in coming days or maybe months. So, but I love Hyderabad, and I can call the city by any name. It was so wonderful to talk to you, Sitesh, today. Till next episode, take care. Bye bye.
great. Thank you so much, Kanchan. And I'm waiting for the name change proposals for Bangalore again.
Okay. Bye bye. Take care.
Bye.